Let's take a look inside. So right now it's nice and bare, so we get to do a lot of the renovating that's going to happen in here. And as you can see over here, we have some donations that have been given from community members.
After months of planning, preparation, and design, along with several donations from within Akwesasne, including a hearty one from the Strong Roots Foundation, and a little help from the local Amish community, a tiny home was delivered with a big mission. One that welcomes home community members after being incarcerated. An important cultural component to healing, says Janelle Beauvais, one of the organizers of the Transitional Housing Initiative, aka the Tiny House Project.
So we just wanted it to say, you know what, here's something nice for you to come home to. We really give you something with, value and worth, and the community as a gift, right? Really wanted you to be able to come home to something nice.
Beauvais says the transition from jail back into the community isn't always a smooth one for many former inmates, which is all the more reason to give people a solid foundation from which to redeem themselves and start over.
It's extremely difficult when you get into the institution and you adjust to be institutionalized and then come home to a family and to relationships and to intimacy and to all these other exposures that you don't normally have in there. So the same way you have to adjust when you get into the institution is the same way we have to help people adjust when they get home, because those places are extremely violent. And so we want people to be able to come home. We want to clean them off. We want to welcome them home and say, you know what, we understand that you've gone through some hardship, you've made some mistakes, you've done some time in a very violent place. We don't want you to bring that violence back into that precious circle of your children and your partner.
Akwesasne community member Chad Edwards says his former incarceration served as an inspiration to now lend a helping hand.
We all have our background stories with prison, but I think we all just got out and just wanted to help some way, somehow, and getting out was real hard for us, and we all needed that little help, somewhere to go.
Edwards says he faced many setbacks when trying to find suitable living arrangements that were safe and free from an environment fueled by drugs or alcohol, and that met the geographical requirements.
And my sister over here in Snai offered me to stay at her house, and my probation agreed to it, and that's like unheard of, that you can stay in a different country and do your probation. So that helped out a lot. We learned a lot of our traditions in there too, just learning off each other, and trying to bring that home for the other guys that are coming back too. So we're ready to do some ceremonies for them, or whatever they need.
Ron Moon Mitchell says he knows from personal experience that giving people the resources to carry on with their life after prison is an important part of their success.
But as we get into this project, it's going to be very beneficial to a lot of people that are going to come home, and in the sense that they are going to have a lot of resources in this. I want to help others, and and if that's reaching out to the other resources that we have in our community, then that's what it's going to be. It's really beneficial for myself. I look back at where was this when I got home, and but it's here today, and that's the amazing part to this.
Akwesasnronon Prelazor says while serving his sentence, he came to depend on some of his brothers for support, especially to help maintain a level of spirituality, which can mean life or death, and where prayer is more than just a mindset.
So I'm ready. Help me. Help me change my life so that I don't have to come back to this place, because it's not fun there. Being in that place was like the breeding ground of spirituality. It's like they say, being in a foxhole in a war, all of a sudden you become real close to your creator, whoever that is. So to me, that was it. And then inside we have a brotherhood in there, and we will watch each other's backs at all costs. I want that to come out here also, because me and my brothers, we did that out here. I was in for a short time. He was in longer. But when I left, I said, I'm going to be there when you get home. And I'm going to continue that sweat lodge, because we were able to sweat in there, and that's a federal recognition of our rights. Right. To practice our own ceremony.
Lazor says he now uses those experiences from time served to move forward and hopes to help others put one foot in front of the other in their journey to reclaim their life. A tiny home to come back to is just the beginning.
I see the children getting the most benefit of this, because their parents are going to live in a good way, they're going to raise them in a good way, and they're not going to continue that cycle of incarceration.
Hope, comfort, acceptance, and safety are the main pillars of this project. The rest is all about reconnecting with oneself, the land, and the community, a possible picture of what life can look like after prison.
I want everything to be here is going to self-sustain. And the people that are going to be staying here are going to be working on their own property to supplement the cost of rent or whatever they have to pay. So they'll be earning their own way, and that's empowering.
The long-term vision of this initiative is to reunite families and to help provide an environment where community members can grow.
I think it's really important to show people, the younger generation, the older generation, that we're really doing our best to hold ourselves responsible. And I think there's no greater form of justice when you see men and women working together, right? Owning their mistakes, owning where they've stumbled, really trying hard to make sure that statistically our children are 3, 4, 5 more times likely to end up incarcerated because their parents were. I didn't want that for them. Nobody wants that for their kids. And so really putting in the effort, because that's what's on the line. And we really want to try and bring forth more of that compassion. This is exactly the type of, vision that we all wanted to see transpire someday.
For us, we are one community. We are one nation. We are one confederacy. And that's what this tree represents for me.
Reporting for Akwesasne TV, I'm Regan Jacobs.
Yo hane,